All right, people. I screwed that up.
Trying to connect these other ones and they're being sons of bitches. There we go. Audio and calls, please.
Dang, I totally screwed that up. Can you hear me, bro?
There you go. I had a for mine pairs, not pair of not. So I hear you now.
This sounds like a damn robot.
You guys have.
You sound like a dang robot. You doing that on purpose?
Although I don't. Hmm.
Bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, I my headphones just
Okay,
turned off for some reason, so I'm here.
we're live again.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. So here, let me add a call.
Hey, what's up, Tom?
Hey, man, this thing's connected. But anyway, I got you on the line right now.
Oh,
So let
cool,
me
cool, cool.
add. I'm gonna add the co-host Doc over here,
Yeah,
and
come on in,
we're gonna
Doc.
take it from there, bro. All right. All right. Are we all on?
I'm I'm here.
Doc.
I am here as well. Yep.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I can hear you much clearer now. It seemed like when you're fiddling with some of like the audio knobs, I can hear them a little bit louder,
Uh huh.
but it's still coming out a little bit warbly on through YouTube. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we got a little bit of lag there, and it's a little jacked up. But anyway, we are back.
Yeah, yeah.
ToneSperience. The doctor is in, and we got the one and only Johnny Dismal over here, y'all.
How's it going? How's it going, guys? How's it going, Doc?
Not too shabby, man. Yourself?
Just waking up on my end.
Right,
I
right.
wish.
Because out here it's like after 4:30
Yeah. So,
in
yeah.
South Carolina right now. So
Okay. Are
yeah,
you drinking wine?
fuck yeah, I'm drinking wine, bro. I went and I picked it up
Good.
this morning. I got me. It's called Freak Show. I checked it out. See
Yeah.
right here.
I know Freak Show. Oh yeah, I've seen a
It's pretty.
bottle.
This is pretty tasty, bro. So yeah.
Fantastic.
Usually I drink tequila. Tequila. What? Let me have Doc explain. Doc, what kind of tequila? What do I usually put in my tequila?
What do you put in your tequila?
Yeah. What do I put in my tequila?
I don't remember you putting anything in tequila.
Man, all right, you let
Oh,
me down on
straight
that
up.
one. I usually put about a tablespoon of olive juice and then a couple of olives, and it just adds
Oh
so
wow.
much flavor, man. The flavor profile gets ridiculous on that one, you know.
I've never heard anyone doing that before.
Yeah, Doc, do me a
Olive.
favor since you can actually access your phone, and I got all these goofy controls going on over here at once.
Yeah, what's
Share
up?
this back to Facebook because we got nobody watching this shit. Because now it's like a different stream, so I'm gonna have to plug both of them together. But anyway, I'll work with that.
All
But
right. Well, yeah.
anyway,
Continue.
we're in. We shall continue. Dude, Johnny, like, I've been looking at your stuff since Liz. Well, let me explain. We met through my girlfriend in Massachusetts, Lisbeth Wilson. Like, she is amazing, bro. And she was like, I
Yeah,
told her what I wanted to do, and she's like, "Oh, I can get you an artist right here. I know this cat right here." And I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
"Okay, whatever," you know. And then like I started googling you, and oh my god, man, you are one of the most amazing artists I've ever
Oh,
met, at least via telephone or through someone else, man. Like
it's awesome.
Jesus.
your
Yeah.
music, like I was a DJ, I was in a little garage band. Like
Oh no shit.
your music from back in the day is like there you can feel the great energy, and you have a stage presence like none other, dude.
Yeah.
Like, man, like,
Well, what music did you do? You said garage music you did?
yeah, we had a little cover band on YouTube. JJ Hymns 11. There's a handful of songs that was videoed in a garage one day when we were just jamming out. It had
Yeah.
been a windstorm, so the audio's kind of chunky, you know. But like we did
Yeah.
a mashup song with Lottie Dottie and My Girl, you know,
Yeah.
live band mashup. It was great. It was great. Had a couple original written songs that were kind of punk esque, you know. Um,
Right.
some modern rock covers, and then everybody else had a life kind of just hit them, you know. And some people didn't
Oh
want to
yeah.
continue when we started being able to do live shows, and nobody wanted to go that next step but me. So you know, that's how it goes
Yeah.
sometimes. So
That's just part of the deal. That's why I only play with guys who just wanna they wanna play. Like this, they want to play live. That they're just as itching as to writing as they want to just go. Let's go. Let's play a show this weekend. Okay, let's go.
right, right. It's like I've been listening to the one album. I'm gonna plug it if that's okay, man. And then, like I got a
Okay.
song queued up if I could play bits and pieces of it once we get some people on here
Yeah.
because this needs to be shared with the world, if not any further than it has gone. You know what I'm saying? Teenage Harlots, dude. Tell me a little bit how you got into them, brother.
That band in particular, or just in general?
Yeah, how did you get into Teenage Harlots? How did that form?
Well, that was probably like my 12th band at that point,
Okay.
12th or 13th band, because I did music when I was in high school,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like it was my sophomore or junior year. And the kids who I hung out with, the handful of us that playing the music, Liz was friends with pretty much most of them, if not all of the friends, all four of us.
Right.
And so we just played music in my basement or their basement, whatever.
Yeah.
And then eventually I went to college and was like, all right, well, I want to keep playing music while I'm going to art school. And so I just found a bunch of people who wanted to play music. And I kind of always was, in a sense, like the leader. Like there's always someone who takes that role. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to call for the practices. I'm going to organize all the shit, like the shows and making, trying to figure out if I'm making the flyers, if someone else is making the flyers, writing the songs. You always have that. I always call it the Danzig character in it. Like, and sometimes that person is like two or three different people in the band.
Right,
But
right. I
then,
mean, you wear many hats as that person too. You end up being like
yeah.
the band manager and the coach and the inspirationalist of everybody else involved. I get that.
There's like there's a certain amount of room that I always look at it as like a box that you're trying to fill. Like, okay, here's a box. Well, some people don't want to put any much work into the box more than just practicing and showing up. It's like, okay, cool. But that means it's more work I got to do. That's fine. I want to do the more work. And sometimes that's how a band works. It just depends on who you're playing with and playing off of. But then I did a bunch of shit in college, and then I played in a band that started to get a tiny bit of success, but then that was in upstate New York, and then I just got those like my best friends I was playing with, but I wanted to move to California, and they wanted to stay in upstate New York, and I was like, I gotta go.
Right.
And so
You
I
had
said,
some questions that he started touching on. You want to ask some questions?
ask anything,
Yeah.
man.
No, well, not too deep. We'll start easy here.
Sure.
I was gonna ask, what sort of post-secondary schooling or education? You know, you mentioned art school. What exactly have you done? What did you go through? Did degrees, if anything, if you got that
Yeah.
way, or
I have a BFA in illustration,
okay?
bachelor's degree in fine arts. So it's just a
Yeah,
4-year college.
I have one as well. So
Oh,
not in drawing, but mine's in media arts and animation. I
oh, and
wanted to do computer animation and got diverted to architecture, but nonetheless, I digress. Um,
that
but
makes
yeah,
sense.
so I do know what it is you're talking about.
Yeah, I wanted to be an animator too.
Yeah,
And
it's a journey.
well, it seems like because when you're in art school, there's like
Yeah.
30 different directions you can go. Because I
Uh-huh.
was illustration, I wanted to be an animator, but a lot of illustrators end up being graphic designers or just designers in general, or some of them
Right.
even go to architecture.
Exactly.
It's so easy while you're there to learn another. Like, oh, I can also draw this. Oh, I like like I would
Right.
imagine you like drawing buildings, in land
Well,
schools.
everything's at your fingertips when you're there. So yes, you
Yeah.
dabble in just about everything.
Right. Right.
And while architecture was never my focus, but I actually kind of fell into it after I graduated. So, but again, uh, yeah, and so I understand that completely. I was in Pittsburgh at the Art Institute there for a year, and I mean, you're talking 10 floors of the building, and it's
Yeah. Yeah.
all them. It's unreal.
Holy shit. What was it about the architecture that you got super excited about? Was there a
That's
specific architect, or was it like
no,
you just saw a building, and you're like, dude, that fucking building? Why?
it
Like
was
the
it
peeling
was
concrete and especially red brick corners. So that's
Right.
where his passion for architecture also
Oh shit.
brick and he has to pee on it.
All right. Yeah. I mean, to answer
but
your question, yeah, to answer your question, but I have a lot of questions for you. I want to know more about your architecture.
oh
But yeah. So I went to RIT. It's a, it's mostly a computer nerd school, just for like
yeah,
engineering and stuff. But
nice.
they have, but they have a small art school, photography school on the side. It's only like 1,000 art students.
That's still a lot of people. It's a lot of students though compared to
Yeah.
some.
Uh, but it's like the school had 16,000, so it was like it was considered a
Yeah.
small school.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I liked it that way. I actually got it. I got accepted to them, and I got accepted to SVA, School of Visual Arts in New York City.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, but I kind of denied it. I was like, well, I got in, but they're like, hey, you're going to be on a waiting list. You can't start till January. And RIT was like,
Yeah.
hey, we'll take you now. And
Yeah.
I prefer a small school. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yes, I
I like,
agree. No, I completely agree.
yeah, it felt more comfortable than going to SVA where it's like, okay, I'll be living in the big city, but no one's going to remember me at all.
Right. I won't stand out.
I won't stand out. Yeah. I'd rather
Yeah.
be here where I stand out a little more. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just more comfortable.
What was
Yeah.
that
Makes
deciding
sense.
point, Johnny, for you that made you go from East Coast all the way to the Bay Area in Cali? You know, what made you decide that one?
Well, one is a mutual friend, this guy Dave Gavinet, that was a friend of both Liz and I. He was in San Francisco, and he sent me a postcard, and then he just had a good time when he's in San Francisco. And then a bunch of bands I kept seeing or finding their records, they all seem to be from San Francisco. I'm like, oh, I like this garage punk band. Oh, they seem to be from San Francisco, the Bay Area.
There was a
I guess
lot of
there must be some.
great music that came out of
Yeah,
Frisco that was like
yeah,
garage punky style. I mean, like even
so
Dead
much.
Kennedys from that area.
Yep, yep,
Yeah, yeah.
yep.
I mean, oh, that
That,
whole area of punk right there. Woo.
hmm I mean, when you see so much stuff coming from here, I'm like, all right, well, let's pack up my car and go. But the band I was in at the time was like, no, you're not leaving. So the singer threatened. He's like, dude, if you try to leave, I'm gonna pour sugar in your gas tank. I'll flatten your tires.
Jeez.
You're not leaving.
Nice
And
guy.
yeah, well, it's funny because we're still playing music together today. We
So
all
I'm
believe in
guessing
it in the
he
long run. But like, so for a whole year, I just didn't tell him anything, and I just one day I showed up to practice. The next week, I was in California, and I didn't tell him. I was like, I'm
Nice,
out.
jeez.
nice. Do you play any live shows now?
Yeah, I do. I kind of stopped for a few months during the pandemic thing, but then we started up again.
Yeah.
Um, Even playing in San Francisco, like a lot of restaurants, like a lot of people were just missing music and they're missing just being sociable. So a lot of restaurants would have bands play, but like play in a corner or off to the side kind of thing, far away from people. So we were able to keep playing.
Okay.
So it was kind of nice. Like, all right, I get to play live music still. Great.
What's the name of the band you're playing in right now?
It's called the Down and Dirty Rhythm Review.
Okay.
It's like a seven piece. Like we're mostly a cover band, like a
Is that
lot of 50s, 60s, and 70s
is
soul
that the
music.
one where you got like three lead female singers and whatnot?
That's that's the one.
Yeah, that sounds ridiculously awesome when I was reading about that one the other day.
Yeah, those girls can. To me, those girls are just so fucking amazing at singing, and I just want people to hear them sing.
Right, right. All right, so since we're still on the topic of music, you know, what I mean, I was
Yeah.
totally correct with people were like, "Oh, this is gonna go much longer than you think it will. 'Cause it is, you know.
Conversation.
All right. There's a video of you on YouTube. Now let me see if I can play this song while I've got you on the phone. So
All right,
hopefully I don't screw it up again, and then we're out of the
go for it.
live feed. Let's see. No, it won't play the song. Anyway, the song is called "You" by the Teenage Harlots.
Yeah, yeah. I know it.
Yeah, dude, Liz, like that was the that was my introduction to the Teenage Harlots
Okay.
yesterday afternoon, right? And
Yeah.
to kind of set the scene for people out there who haven't seen this video, and if you would love to see the video, go on YouTube, search Teenage Harlots live and oh my god, it is the most amazing live show you will see recorded, and it is great. Like, what was
Yeah.
going through your head with that one when you decided to jump on the bar? Because watching the video, you just like randomly jump on the bar and kind
Yeah.
of like start singing to the people sitting at the bar, but you kind of see them just like move their drinks back. They're doing nothing, and the bartender's
Yeah.
just doing his thing. Like, okay, this happens all the time here. It's cool, man. Like, what was going through your mind that made you want to jump up on the bar and just get real with it? You know?
Uh, I kind of do that a lot. That bar from the stage to the top of the bar, there's probably about 2 feet. Like if you're standing on the stage, you step up 2 feet and you're on top of the bar. So it's very convenient.
Yeah.
To put it less, put it better. Um, I look at like when you're playing, it's just kind of like a little bit of a playground out there. Like there's things to climb on and climb under, or sometimes bite people's ankles.
Definitely.
It, I did this thing for so long. You go to a show and it's like the band is playing and people are watching, but there's like a 15-foot gap between you and the band.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Like it's not that people are afraid to get too close, too close and to the band, but there's always that like, hey, we're slowly warming up, and then the band says a thing where, hey, everyone, come closer. I just figured, well, if you're not going to come to me, I'm just going to come to you. So I just started just doing that. I was like, fuck it. There's all this space to play with. Let's just go
Yeah.
have fun and act like an idiot in this space. And then, people will come closer or not, or people want to be part of the show or not, or I'll embarrass them, or I don't know. It seemed like more fun. Like that band, our thing was we would play 13 songs in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, you
There's
guys
no
do got like
talking
an
between.
you guys are like short, quick, get it to the point, and it makes you want
Yeah,
more,
yeah. Just get it done. Just play it, get it done with. Like if I can't say anything with my vocals or with the music or whatever we're doing, like we're gonna say all our shit in the next 15 minutes. We're gonna get off the stage as quick as we can so you can hear the next fucking band. And if you can't figure that out in 15 minutes, like I don't like what am I gonna do? Say get up on stage like, hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Did you buy our merch? Like
man.
I,
Right? You get
I don't have
that
anything to
a
say.
stereotypical DJ voice with "Make sure to buy our merch right after the
Yeah.
show, guys, because if you don't, you're gonna be
You saw me.
SOL."
Yeah, you saw us, and you have to literally walk by the merch table to go to the bar or to get out of the place. So
Right?
if you want to come buy some shit, come buy some shit. You want to talk to us, come talk to us. We're over there. You know where we are,
Huh?
where we're at. So
Dude, and that's real because then you don't need people out in the crowd trying to direct people towards your merch. But either
yeah,
buy it, you like us, or you don't like us. Take it or leave it. I
yeah,
love it. Dude. I love it. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
My other question for you was, when did you decide to take your art drawings to that next level? You know, to where you're not just drawing on the envelopes about Paris to people in high school and giving them to your friends, or the little like awesome note cards or any of that. When did you decide to take it to that next level?
Probably in high school, probably in the end of high school, beginning of college. Like I'm literally drawing you on a piece of paper right now as we talk.
Are you
Um,
serious?
yeah, yeah. I'll send it to you after.
All
Like
right,
it
just from what's on
doesn't
the screen.
stop. Yeah, like I'll go to whether I'm at a restaurant or like I like to go to In and Out once a week, and I'll just sit there and draw on the receipts just to like warm up for the day and figure out if I can even draw for the day.
Yeah.
But eventually, just like even in school, when they taught me, and I don't know about this with you, Doc, but like they go, hey, here's the project. We have 3 projects for the week that we need you to create this thing. We'll give you the idea. Go out into the world and find an interesting building and draw it in your style, paint it in your style. And then at the end of the week, we'll critique it. So they gave us a lot of little projects. And
Yeah.
so that gets you going. And so then it taught me to go, oh, well, just here's how to make something from beginning to end.
Yep.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
Did you?
Like one of the things that I do as a photographer, because I think I take some pretty decent pics, out there with my camera and from my perspective, and hopefully people perceive it the way I perceive it,
Yeah.
as its awesomeness that it is. What I do is I kind of take a technique, like the last shoot that I went and did in Augusta, Georgia, of landscapes. I was just working on my wide angles and visual effects using the natural lighting, and I got some decent pics out of that one. But
Yeah.
I also, as a photographer, I do not follow the rule of thirds like 98% of the time, which in the photography world is weird because you show some of your stuff to some famous photographers. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that picture's crap because it doesn't follow the rule of thirds." And I'm like, "No, I don't
No.
follow them, and I get some pretty great pics out of it. So
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
off, you know."
Fuck rules.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
the rules.
Break the rules. Cool
Break the
shit
rules.
happens, man.
Much cool. Yeah.
I
And
always viewed it.
Do
I
you
always
always
viewed it.
black and white with your photography? Is it always in black and white, or do you ever explore in color much?
I do some color photos, and we'll get right back to you, Doc. I apologize, brother.
No worries. No worries.
I do some color, but it's all about the moment of what I'm doing. Like we have this character called Emma Corn from my friend Emily in California, just north of you there in Martinez. Um, She has a
Right.
unicorn onesie and a unicorn mask. We went to the Desert Botanical Gardens and shot all sorts of ridiculous shots of her being her unicorn awesomeness self, right? To the
Yeah.
point where these other people walking around were like, "There's that damn unicorn again," you know? But all of those shots, they're in color. And they came out pretty good. I got some good
Right.
angles. I got some good perspectives on it. During the day at work, I get to take pictures on the water of what I
Oh no.
do on a daily basis, other than just my hobby of getting my camera and blowing off some steam and,
Yeah.
and letting that anxiety go by creating
Yeah.
art, you know? Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. But I mean,
Uh,
I really feel the black and white aspect of it because for me, it conveys emotion on like the umpteenth level, you know?
I like your black and white. That was the first thing I noticed. I was like, ooh, black and white.
Yeah.
Black and white photography is my favorite. So
Right. And Doc does some great photography too, but I
okay.
think my boy Doc over there, he just needs to get back into it and pick up his camera or get a new one and just roll with it.
Yeah.
I need a new one. I realized years ago the digital that I bought when my kid was born, he accidentally pulled it off of the kitchen counter years ago, and the cameras worked. It works, and most people look at the photos and be like, "Oh, it's fine." I look at them like, "No, the contrast is off on everything.
Right.
Something got dinged inside. Something's not aligned right. The mirror kind of got shifted. I don't know what it is. I just need a new one." So, but
You're just trying to help, you know? He was just trying to improve your camera.
you're right. Well, it's yeah. He's almost 17 now, so I've forgiven him a long time ago.
Dude, it's awesome how kids accidentally break stuff and then they just put it back. Like, I didn't do it. Nobody will know it
Oops.
happened.
No one saw
Oh,
it.
your camera's broke, Dad. How
Oh
did that happen? That totally sucks. I would have broke
no,
it.
he was around 1, so he wasn't even at that point yet.
Right.
He
Um.
hadn't learned that point.
All right. Since we're still kind of on the topics of photography. All right,
Yeah.
Johnny. I saw you post a picture on Instagram yesterday of
Oh,
a
was it?
plant you got from like a little Mexican store. We always call them
Oh,
segundas in Arizona. So you went to the segunda and got you a plant, right?
yeah.
All right. So there's a couple things in that picture I want to point out. You ready for them?
Oh, yeah, sure. It's my girlfriend's apartment, so.
All right, bet. What is the deal? What is with that awesome little queen drawing? It's like a miniature Queen of England, or like a mixture between the Queen of England and the gal from Alice in Wonderland, the new remake.
Yeah.
Like, is that one of your pictures?
I'm pulling that up to find out what
All
Well,
right, pull it up, brother, because I got lots of questions involved just in that one shot.
absolutely. My girlfriend is from Wales.
Okay.
So, okay, look. Okay, there's a canister with fucking the Great Britain, the Union Jack on it.
So right behind that, I'm not even looking at the picture right now, right? But right behind the plant, probably a
Yeah.
quarter of the way up in the picture to the left. If you zoom in a little bit, there's a picture. She looks kind of like a little queen cartoon drawing.
Yeah, that was it's a little girl with a necklace, and it's almost like she's from the 20s,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she has an
yeah.
octopus on her head.
Yeah, is that one of yours?
No, that was a gift I got her for Christmas. I was doing an art fair,
Okay.
and there's a girl 2 booths down, and she painted this little thing on glass,
Uh-huh.
and she was only charging $10. I'm like, really? $10? That's it?
Ridiculously awesome.
Yeah. So she had a couple pieces. I bought 2 pieces off her, and I even tipped her a little extra,
Nice.
just because I'm like, dude, this is too cheap. What are you doing?
Right, right. Sell
It-
yourself as an artist. I mean, the labor is
yeah.
worthy of their hire, and you're hiring yourself. Let's get you some
But
art.
that's the age old question though. That's and I still deal with this question. Like, what do you charge? You know what it costs you to make the thing
Right.
and how much
Because
time and effort you
right,
put in it. How
right.
much is someone willing to pay for it? And for me, it's always been I don't charge too much.
Yep.
I'd rather just you regular person have it.
That's what's
I
up.
don't I don't like the big galleries. I don't like, the hey, I just drew this thing on a piece of paper and I'm gonna sell it for $500,000. That makes no fucking sense to me
Yeah.
because I would rather have someone have this in their bathroom. That's what it means to me. It's like when someone comes up to me and says, "Dude, my kid really loves this drawing, and it's only $40, and I can afford it. Put it in my kid's room. My kid is stoked. Like, okay, cool, I won.
It reminds
That's a win."
me. I'm sorry I interrupt you. That totally reminds me. It's funny how you said a kid likes your art. It reminds me of the article you were in, I believe, in Trailmates Blazer magazine. I mean,
Okay.
correct me if I'm wrong here, but the article quoted you telling a story about being at an art show one time where the drawing was of a character sawing his own head off, and the kid saw it, and the kid was like, "Mom, I want that art." So of course the parents bought it,
Yep.
and you were
Yep.
like, "The parents have the money, the kids want the art. Let's get the kids involved in art." Am I
Yeah.
wrong?
Yeah. And a lot of times because it's so simple, like, and I don't know, Doc can like, see this with like animation and stuff. It's like it's so simple. The kid's like gonna now start drawing it. They see the humor. Like animation has
Yeah.
so much cartoons. Oh
Yeah,
my
Oh
god,
god,
it's
yeah.
fun, it's cute, it's happy, it is animated, and it's so simple that the kid's gonna probably draw it a couple times, and then I'm just
Yep.
gonna stick in his head, and maybe that kid wants to draw. Maybe I don't know, Doc, what got you into animation? But for me, it was like it was action.
I can straight up say what my little chain of events was, and it's bizarre to me when I even think back about it. But nonetheless, it does make sense to me. So it's a little of both. Star
What
Wars,
Star Wars?
because Industrial Light and Magic.
Mm-hmm.
It was once I started to learn about those guys and gals that did that stuff, not just what was done, but those people, Dennis Muir, and then these people who had this essential effect to the entire industry, and now bigger over the years. And then like Toy Story hits, and I'm like, this is it, this is our Snow White. This it's just it's what it is. And so it was a chain reaction, and then I just started to love computer animation. You look at the old Pixar stuff, Tin Toy and all that, and I'm,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's just, yeah. Once you dive in, it's if you love it like I did, you don't come out. You don't.
and
Was that John Lasseter that did Tin Toy?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay. Because I saw that at Spike and Mike's Sick and Twisted, and I was like,
Oh,
"Wait, you can do this
nice.
with a computer now?"
Yep,
That
that's
was
exactly
like
what it was.
people go look at Tin Toy, and you'll be like, as archaic as it might seem, that was actually Star Wars, or as you said, Snow White, where it was mind blowing. Like, wait, you
Yeah,
can make a
it
movie?
was. Well, that was the thing. Snow White, first
Oh,
animated movie, color animated movie, full length. And then you have the 3D version. Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't lost on me. I thought of that almost immediately. When this happened, I was, oh my gosh, and it was something I loved.
yeah,
So it just, yeah, it was a beautiful journey.
yeah, man. I got a lot of questions for you about all that animation, like because it's computer. Like I was all about the hand drawn, but something about the computer, was it the programming of it, or was it the
No,
visual
no,
aspect
no.
of it?
It was all the 3D aspect. I mean, in college, well, college, whatever you want to call it, in school, when I
Yeah,
was at the Art Institute of Pittsburgh, I had a 2D animation class.
yeah,
Now, I struggle with pen and pencil in hand.
yeah.
That's something I've always struggled with. I have current issues now, active tremor. I get in my hands and limbs and makes it a little more difficult. But I did have to do it, and that was an experience. Papers, flipping, and you've got
Yep.
the table that's got the pins and all that, and I've done it, and so I've got that experience. I enjoyed. I now have that memory of doing it. But you know what?
Yeah.
Never wanted to do it again. So I continued on with the 3D aspect, and it becomes software and things like that that you're using for this. And I mean, geez, I can say right now I've got a wireframe teapot tattoo on my left calf,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's a teapot from you know way back when, the first non-organic, non-primitive 3D object created in a computer, and then it became a primitive in 3D Studio, and so on. Like, I'm getting that on me because that I worked in 3D, 15 years before disability took me, but it's just, yeah, it's part of you after that time.
that's that symbol that recognizes this moment of me going, I can render it
Exactly.
this way in 3D form.
Yes.
That's the structure. There it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's simple as a teapot.
See?
And that's how
That's
life
it.
happens. Is we all have these
Yes.
memories because of these symbols that we either put out there on ourselves or emotionally. That's
Yeah.
great. All right, so I'm gonna break you all up because I might as well went outside and smoked. And yeah, this is great. Um, Johnny, so there's a handful of different. Everybody in my family has a handful of different sets of skills as far as art. Some of us do music, some of us do poetry, some of us do photography. Are there any other artists in your family?
Not really at all.
Okay, no brothers, no sisters.
My sister, well, my brother's an actor.
Oh, okay.
Um, like my sister played piano when she was in like middle school. My brother be the closest thing being artistically, like, performance.
Yeah. Right on.
He's also just a funny fucking guy. Um, my mom took some painting courses in college, but as far as the art side, my parents are better writers, just writing. They're just really good with grammar,
Mm. And see,
and they
writing's
really they love.
a heck of an art form. That's one of the art forms I struggle with is writing. I'm constantly asking Liz, am I spelling
Yeah,
this stuff right? Or,
so
I'm
where the
like
theory
having her
goes.
proofread my stuff, and
Yeah,
then like I'm doing it after she's had a double shift at work, and then I go post it. I'm like, oh, that's not right. You know?
yeah, I do know.
So I think we need a proofreader for the proofreader. So
Yeah, yeah.
right,
My girlfriend's a writer for a mag or a paper out here,
right
and
on.
it's like sometimes I'm afraid to show her my writing because
Yeah.
she's like, oh, "That's not how you spell that. No, this word goes here. That you need to clean this up." I'm like, "What?"
You need to work on your sentence structure more.
Yeah, I'm like, "No, that's why I date you. You are my sentence structure."
There we go. Um, Mrs. Laganis in high school. I think I pronounced her name
Ah,
right. Had a nickname for you. You remember what that nickname was?
Beehive, maybe.
Was it?
I don't.
She
This
used
is
to, she used to
this,
straight up call you something when she'd yell your name out in class.
oh well, she would call you by 7 different names. She never yelled at me, but she yelled at everyone around me because they would swear. I knew
Gotcha.
better.
See, now I need to know more about that right there. 'Cause I got thrown that curveball question at from Liz, and she was like, she used to call you Mateo.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, Matt, Mateo. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, right.
Like we I love Miss Laganis was one of the best teachers I ever had.
Yeah,
She gave everyone the freedom to create. She's really big on that. And
nice.
like she would teach you some basics, but also she was interested in figuring out where you wanted to go with it. And okay, you want to try oil painting, you want to try this. Okay, let me show you what I can.
Yeah, those teachers are great because they're letting you be creative and you can end up bringing more to the class than
Yeah.
everyone else and help everyone as a whole all encompass the experience of whatever that class was.
Yeah.
I'd love teachers like that in high school. They were great. They were great.
She was she always got the bad kids, like a lot of bad kids hung out there, and she
Hmm.
didn't put up with their shit, but they also loved her because she did not judge people.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, okay, come hang out, whatever. You you're obviously going to cause a little bit of trouble, but come hang out. But when you cross the line, she lets you know."
Uh,
But she was caring, and it was like, it's like there's a lot of trashy kids. Like we're all these trashy skater, punk, whatever kids just hanging out in
yeah.
the art room. It's like, yeah, we do cause trouble, but Mrs. Lagana, she fucking just loved us anyways.
Right.
So she had this like weird thing about it that like, yeah, I don't know if it's safe is the right word, but like she made you feel okay being in there. Like, oh, I'm not a piece of shit.
Nice. See,
Someone else might think I am.
those were the teachers that we always had that were like just legit, and I learned the most from their classes.
Yeah,
But and I know I was told she was one of your guys' most favorite experienced teachers at the school. So, um,
absolutely.
all right. So I pulled Facebook. This is my random question time. I pulled
Go.
Facebook for random questions. I didn't get a lot today. Maybe if I let it go through the next week, I'd have got more. But anyway, you know what time frame was. So I got
Go.
pick a number between 1 and 3.
3.
All right. If a zombie apocalypse happened, what would be your weapon of choice for survival?
Weapon of choice, zombie apocalypse. I don't know if like a hammer or like some sort of saw type thing.
Hmm.
Like what's practical for like fighting zombies, but also you might have to build some shit. You might have to take something apart. Like a hammer, you can pull some things out. You can pull some nails. You can smash your window.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. And then like you're gonna have to build a hut down the road somewhere. So
you
yeah.
might have to build something too. Yeah, you never know.
Plus you
Um,
got to keep all your supplies nice and compact for travel. So
yeah,
that's a
it's also a good
multi-tool in there.
paperweight.
Okay, okay. Good doc. What would be your weapon, bro?
Oh, good God. It's kind of what I was just thinking. I'm trying to think it's got to be light because of, like you say, you got to carry it around.
Hmm.
Plus, it needs to be fast when attacking. Cause so you don't want some like axe or something that you have to wind up to swing. You want
Right.
something fast,
Yep.
Right.
but you don't want it to be too big either. So
Yeah.
some sort of short sword, but I don't know what would you make it out of because it's got to be light, and if you get this steel sword, that's going to be pretty damn heavy. So maybe a thin one, a rapier of sorts, but with a shorter blade.
You can either make it out of unobtainium, or because that's going to be
Jeez,
easy to get in the zombie apocalypse.
right?
I think
Jeez.
you know what I'm thinking about it after you guys' answer. I think mine would be I would bring a honey badger, like straight up.
Honey
Like I'm gonna
Badger fucked
go
up
like
everything.
if they announce on the news at the 5 o'clock news tonight, this just in from Filthy Nutsacks here at Channel 12. The zombie apocalypse has started. Take shelter. I'm going straight to the zoo. I'm gonna like grab a bunch of primates and honey badgers because a
Okay.
group of zombie comes. I'm gonna throw an orangutan at them. The orangutan's
Yeah, yeah,
strong. The orangutan's gonna help fight them off in a minute.
yeah,
And then I mean, worst case, we just
Chimpanzee,
have to
man.
outrun the orangutan or the chimpanzee, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
Yep.
honey badgers, I got a couple extra on the sides, like grenades. Like,
yeah.
dude, honey badgers are vicious. They're just gonna jack
They
up
don't
a
give a fuck.
horde of zombies. And again, all I
But
have to
what
do is
happens?
outrun the honey badger.
Yeah,
But are they affected by a zombie bite as well?
Who cares, dude? I'm outrunning them, and they're like distracting the zombies. Well, I can get away to you. Well, you got your sword, and then Johnny's got his hammer, and then we're set, dude. We can
yeah,
build some shit. Like
That's
the
true.
zombies got, we've got a head start of the zombies. You know,
yeah,
you could take them out in the back of the truck while I'm driving away with your sword. You know, I think
yeah.
we'll be
And they're
set on
small.
that plan right there.
Yeah, and they're small and cute.
Yeah, yeah. They're small and cute. So when we want like that comedic relief, we can look at the small, cute honey badgers and oh, how
That's so
cute.
great.
What about
That's so
hyenas?
You
too
know?
loud, maybe.
Yeah, I think they'd be too loud and they would totally distract the zombies and like make them come
That's
running
good.
at us. So either we could use them as a distraction, or
Decoy.
if we need that
Yeah.
end moment where we got to take the cyanide pill, but we don't have any cyanide, we just bring them back,
That's a great fucking question. Oh my god.
Right, right.
Great answer.
See,
Whew.
My
these
girlfriend's
are the
gonna love that
random
answer.
questions that people on my personal Facebook page bring me when I say random question time, go.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
it.
There's a ton more. There's a ton more than that. But yeah, what's next for the Diz, man? What do you got going on next? What's big and happening in your life?
Um, well, for today, I'm gonna get some. My girlfriend's gonna come over. I'm gonna get lunch. But I have about 50 ideas for some small paintings I want to do this week. Some art. I just took down a bunch of art shows, about 4 different ones in the Bay Area,
Uh-huh.
and so no real big projects. I usually use Sunday and Monday for those nights. I paint for myself, whatever I want to paint,
Yeah.
and then like Tuesdays and Thursdays and are usually commissions. I do a lot of commissions. On then Wednesday, depending on the commissions, sometimes I'll just go back to doing what I want to paint.
How do you feel
And
about commissions? Like
I love them.
you love them? Okay. What do you like about
Yeah.
them? Is
Do I
it
like? Do I like
is it the
it?
making them happy, bringing their vision to life, and you being a part of their vision that make you
Yeah.
happy? Is it the time aspect of it? They want it at this time frame. I mean, what do you like about it?
Um, I try to knock them out as fast as I can. That's always my goal.
Yeah.
I also do a thing where I'll talk to someone about a commission, and I might have three going on at once, but I try to get as much information out of them,
Uh.
and say like I'm working on three commissions. When I'm ready to paint, I only read commission number one. I ignore all the others, so that way I can be only focused on that one piece I'm working on.
Okay.
I don't want to be thinking about someone who wants me to do a family portrait when I'm working on this other family portrait. I only want to think about your piece, the colors, and any questions I have for you. Like, okay, I'm working on you this day or two or set just for you only. Let's focus on getting you done. And I'll tell the other people like, hey, I'm working on. I have two commissions ahead of you right now, just so you know. And give me any information you can, and I'll come back to you in a couple days. So
That's a smart way to work at it because I can relate to that. Doc can speak from my personal life where I would try to do 50, 60 million things at once. And then I'm
yeah,
like
Yep.
constantly putting other stuff off, but I'm trying to give it my all on every single little thing until it's all done, right?
it's on.
But now
He was like too little butter spread over too much toast.
yeah. But now, like even Doc pointed out to
And
me last week, I kind of just focus on what we got until the next thing comes, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's great. That's great. Awesome.
Does it ever get overwhelming with you if you get too many commissions?
You know, me as a photographer, I haven't gotten any that many commissions yet. I got two at a over at Colonial Liquors over in Worcester.
Okay.
They bought a painting of one of the whiskeys that I bought, and then they had
Mm,
purchased I'm sorry, they purchased prints of the whiskey that I bought, and then another print of the tequila I bought with the
mm,
pirate hat that I have in the background. All these are in my gallery on ToneDingoFreeman.com. But yeah, they bought those commissions. There's actually one of the hotel staff where I'm at in Aiken, South Carolina today when she saw me. She wants to pay me to take some pictures and make her a couple T-shirts too off of those pictures for her family while I'm here. So her and I are going to work
Fantastic.
on that tomorrow. But I mean, ToneSperience is ever rolling in gaining speed, brother. Like there's
Yeah,
just so much involved in everything. Is 360-degree, all encompassing. You know.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
No.
and I look forward to every aspect of what's to come.
Do you ever find it pushes you too? Like you're like, oh, I never thought about photographing this or going this direction.
Oh yeah,
You know,
totally. That's why when I go out, other people that I know that are photographers will give me an idea of what they've been doing. So I'll go
yeah.
out and I'll try to hone my skills to as far as like my angles with the wide angle lens and all that and close up macro shots of stuff that people normally wouldn't think of to do. Like in Augusta, Georgia, I'm going to use the Riverwalk as an example. There's one of the pictures on gallery on the website where it looks like it's bending and kind of flowing like a river, but that
Mhm.
was just a straight walkway and there's no effects in that. It's just raw straight from my camera to Google Docs and uploaded. But I used the wide angle lens at a weird angle and that's what I got out of it. So I love those accomplishments of
Right.
going, I'm gonna try to do this and see what it looks like, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So cool. Where can everybody contact and find your art at, Johnny? What platforms are you on, brother?
Instagram. That's the best way to get a hold of me.
Okay, Instagram at Johnny Dismal
At
or
Johnny Dismal, just straight up Johnny Dismal on Instagram.
what I
It's the best way
thought.
to get a hold of me. And it's where I always post my art, my newest stuff.
Yeah.
I try to post stuff between 2 a.m. and 8 a.m. on Monday morning is when I post my newest stuff. Except for this Sunday, I kind of took off last night.
You know,
But
I kind of jumped forward on the topic, so I apologize. I'm gonna go right back.
yeah,
Picture of the plant from the Secunda. Other than the drawing, who collects the little? I think it's a little pig figurine. It looks like a miniature jar in the background. Who's the pig collector? Since it's your girlfriend's place, I assume it's her. But what's the story behind
yeah,
the
that's
little
gonna
pig jar?
anything except for the plant. That's all her.
Nice, nice.
That's hilarious.
See, I look at like
Yeah, it's her
photos in
apartment.
detail of like I got a whole list of stuff in that picture that I could have went over, but but
That's
my mom
Jeez.
she used to collect pigs, so she
oh
was
yeah.
like a huge pig collector. I was a cow collector, like cows.
Okay. That's so funny. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, I should laugh about that. Yeah, I mean, it just, I usually don't post on weekends. I only
okay,
post like 2 or 3 times a week. I rarely ever post.
yeah,
Um, and I always just try to keep my stuff, whether it's my art or music or music I think people will like. I always try to post fun things. I stay really clear of like any political things or any drama. I try not to get involved in it because it's
right.
not fun to me. It's a headache. Every once in a while I get drunk and I say some stupid joke that pisses someone off. But it's gonna happen in the world.
Yeah,
But yeah, I got excited about my plan. I was like, you know what? Let's just post a stupid little plan, see if it makes anyone smile tonight.
yeah. It made me and Liz smile because we sat and we analyzed that picture. We're like, oh, what's going on in the background here?
That's
What's
so
this?
funny.
What's that?
I didn't
Oh
even
my
think of
God,
that.
look at that. You know, like there's some I think it's Walmart brand I Tylenol in the background on the right side of where the plant is in the back
Yeah,
near
they
the
freaking
tile
nailed
of
it.
the wall. Like I said, I'm not even looking at the picture right now. I'm just going from
Yeah,
memory.
it's there. Red
Yeah.
label.
So like that's how far we thought about that picture and looked at it all, you know. It was great. It was a
Yeah,
great
yeah,
pick. Um awesome. It's been great having you on. I'm pretty sure we're gonna definitely have you on again.
yeah,
Your website is Dismal Things. I know if you Google Dismal Things, your website comes right up.
yeah. There's an attachment to my Instagram that brings you right to it. It's dismal things like .bigcartel.com. That's
There
where I
you go.
sell all my stuff. Or you can just privately message me.
There you go.
That's how I take all my commissions. People just privately message me and go, "Hey, can you paint this for me?" Yes, I can.
Nice. And I put up some links to your stuff in a
I
short little
appreciate that.
bio
Oh,
on my website, tonedingofreeman.com. So
yeah,
there's that wonderful picture of you up there that I sent you the
sweet.
other day. So there you
And,
go.
and Doc, how do I find you? How do I find your
Oh,
art?
oh, my art. Jeez.
What's your
All
I,
right.
TikTok, Doc? Doc does a lot of inspirational TikTok videos,
Yeah.
which are great, man. I mean,
Does
he
you on
speaks
TikTok
from
for that?
his personal mental well being as far as how it relates to everyone else and gives some inspirational stuff. What's your TikTok, Doc?
TikTok is Dr. Houdini 10th, which I'll spell because, yeah, DoctorHoudini 10th. Pretty long, but that's what it is.
Yeah, I got it. Doctor Who.
Yeah, exactly.
My girlfriend.
The
My
name
girlfriend's from
comes.
Wales.
See, I forgot I had thought this when we were talking and you mentioned that. I was going to say,
Yeah,
I wonder if he knows.
yeah.
So
That's where
yeah,
the museum is.
yeah, I'm a bit of an obsessive Whovian.
Yeah,
So, and I a lot of lessons I've pulled from just random places in that show, and there's just a lot
yeah.
of things that connected with me. So that's part of what I share as well. And there's gonna be
Yeah.
a YouTube channel here as soon as I can get my microphone to properly work, and that's gonna delve quite a bit deeper. So,
I believe Cardiff in Wales, that's where my girlfriend's from, has the
yep,
Doctor Who museum, and that's
yes, it does.
a lot of filming is done in Cardiff.
Yep,
She
that's. I
knows all
mean,
about it.
right down there was Torchwood was right down in Cardiff, and yeah, it's a common place.
And you need to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to go to London, but it
Oh,
was yeah, I went. Really good friend of mine grew up outside London, and our fathers worked for the same company, but on opposite sides of the ocean because we were in Chicago, and so he started coming over here for a week or 10 days, and then I would go back with him and spend 10 days there. And our dads had so much frequent flyer miles from they were salesmen, for
yeah.
these companies, and so that's where I met him. And oh crap, it happened. I forgot, lost my train of thought. Damn it!
I was just
First
bouncing
time
back
this
and
whole.
forth from London to Chicago.
I think we'll call you
Yeah.
train of thought
Oh, that's
lost
right.
COVID brain there, Doc.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Doc's
But
sitting
yeah.
at
So
home
no, that's what it
quarantine
was.
right now, so
But
But
that's what it was. Is I used to go there, but it was way before I ever gave the show a shot. Um,
ah,
I used to go
yes.
to a comic book shop in the town we lived outside Chicago, and I remember the glass cases, the low shelving glass cases, and walking past and seeing a little Dalek toy. It always stuck with me in my
Yeah.
head, but for some reason it never went past that. This is the same place that I went where I saw the original Infinity War book when it
Yeah.
came out. Not book, but the comic when it came out, sitting there on the shelf. Didn't read it, but I remembered that picture, that image. So
Yeah.
same kind of thing. But yeah, it wasn't until much later in life.
That's
yeah.
great. That's good.
Well, Johnny, thanks for coming along on our first maiden
That's,
voyage of a podcast live stream show. I'm sure
yeah.
we're gonna
I love it.
refine it down the road, but man, this has been great.
So
This
yeah,
has been great.
Got to start somewhere.
definitely,
Yep.
definitely.
One last question though is
Yeah.
what do you think is a psychological toll as an artist? Like, what hinders you from creating when you get kind of like stuck in your head, And how do you get out of it? What do you think?
How do you get out of it? It's almost it's kind of a loaded question. Um, because I like last year I made over 500 paintings,
Hmm.
but then at the end of this November, December, it was like maybe it's actually the end of October. I think
Jeez.
the last 2 months I made like 20 paintings. I was doing
Okay.
over 80 pieces a month. And then all
Wow.
of a sudden I was like, I don't want to do it. I'm tired. I'm burnt out. The
Yeah.
idea is I would sit here. I would literally like I'll watch movies, I'll drink some whiskey and drink some beer while painting. I would sit here with like, yeah, I have a blank piece in front of me, nothing.
Yeah. You get that kind
So
of creator's block.
yeah, it's a creator's block, and it's part of like, you know what, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna grab my guitar, or I'm just gonna just put on a stupid movie or watch some stupid music videos from the 80s and 90s and just like I'm just gonna get drunk and watch movies, you know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
just
I
turn my
check
light. No,
out.
no, tell me, yeah, check out. Sometimes you just gotta check out, and
Yeah.
sometimes that check out is 2 months later,
Yeah.
and
For
Yeah.
then
me, sometimes checking out, I end up checking right back in because I get that
okay,
break and then things just start coming to me and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to go do that. And then I got to
Yeah.
do
This
it.
guy right here, he doesn't stop.
okay,
Yeah. No, Tone. He just yeah. If he pauses for a minute, he comes roaring right back.
Yeah.
but
It's just it's
what is the thing that got like? What's that inspiration that makes you go, oh, I have to do it?
Honestly, I'm so I was given a diagnosis over a year ago that they thought I had lung cancer, and turned out
Okay,
I didn't. But that entailed turned me into to the person I am today because I sold my house, almost everything I owned. I
I
just kind of
remember
went
that
through it
change.
humbly, and then turned out being a bacterial infection that went away with hardcore steroids and antibiotic regimen over the course of six
great.
weeks. And I'm like, yay! Now I got to go back to work and quit living an
Yeah,
awesome, insane life of self destruction. You know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
then I got the offer to come back to the job that I'm at now, and I
That's
am
awesome.
doing doing good things for the company I work for. I'm doing
Okay,
great things and I love my job. But to me, it's like it's an emotional high of I want that next bigger. I want to know that I can do this and accomplish whatever I'm doing. You know what I mean?
okay, yeah,
So for me, it's the drive of I try to push myself to that next level of how far can I go? And honestly, since I've been on the road since October, and I went back home last Thursday to my life in Massachusetts, which was a great week. It was awesome being home for those days since I've been gone since October. But I've also kind of made a name for myself in the company, and to me, it's heartwarming to know that at a third chance in life, I can
yeah,
still push it to the limit and succeed personally.
yeah.
And
It's
I
great.
I set forth goals and I just reach out and I accomplish them at all costs. Unfortunately, at all costs. But I have to learn this year how to manage work life and home life a lot better. That's the things that I need to work, which we can all work on that some.
That's the balance.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta find that awesome little groove balance that I need in my
Yeah.
personal life and work life. So,
Oh
but
man, that's great.
yeah, yeah. It's that's my drive of oh my god, I was gonna die. To
Yeah. So
crap, now
basically,
I gotta do life
especially dying
again.
for God. That's your motivation. You
Yeah,
almost died.
yeah, yeah. Pretty much, pretty much. And Doc was there for me through a lot of it, and Doc knows a
Awesome.
lot of my personal struggles that some folks don't know.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
Good job,
and
Doc.
Doc has helped me. He's been my rock. He's been my crutch. He's been that person that has listened
Yeah.
to me through A through Z. And when
Yep.
we started the alphabet go over again. But this year has been
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I'm just like ecstatic about everything that happens this year. And I'm keep riding that high until that high stops. And then I need to figure out how do I get that high back up again because I need to stay
Yeah.
at this emotional high to maintain life, you know?
Yeah. This is your motivation. That's good.
Yeah, yeah. I want to live. I want to thrive. I want to succeed at whatever I do. And for the most part, I succeed at what I do. So, yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
I wonder how much also plays in with the East Coast thing because, like, I have that out here, and some people are like, why'd you make 500 paintings? Like, I would have stopped at like 300 or 200. I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's an East Coast thing where you're like, got to get it done, got to get it done, got to get it done.
Maybe,
I,
but
I,
I'm from Arizona, and for being out here on
that's
the
right.
East Coast, it is so
Yeah,
amazing everywhere I'm at. Just the whole energy, the vibe,
yeah,
talking to people. You're in trees. You're in like 12 different like pine tree families, like everywhere you go here. You know.
yeah,
So I mean, if for me, nature makes me feel better. So if I'm just having a bum out, slumpy week, I'll park the work truck and just go on a hike down a trail and find a
oh,
waterfall or a stream and just enjoy.
that
You
sounds
know?
great.
Yeah.
Take a walk.
And for me, that's East Coast right there. Is that I'm always out in nature with the
Yeah,
amazing people, the environment. There's so much good food here. I mean, I could do a whole stream and podcast on the food alone. You know?
yeah.
And for me, it keeps me creative because I've always got something to feed off of in other
Yeah,
people who are receptive to being fed off of to keep the
yeah.
tone experience rolling, you know? So, yeah, yeah. The East Coast is
I walk
great.
3 to 6 miles a day every day. I walk 3 to 6 miles just to just put on a podcast and shut my brain off and go okay, and then think about that next piece I'm working on.
Yeah, yeah. And for me, it's I'll get random ideas. Like I designed 5 T-shirts on the water over the course of an hour last week while I'm out for work. You know,
So,
but it's I'm more creative when I'm out in nature and when I'm just in my flow, in the tone mode. You know,
yep. In tone mode. I
in
love it.
tone mode. Dude, there's another one right there, Doc. Tone mode
Right?
activated.
Tone mode. Yeah, it's been coined.
Right,
Done.
right. See,
Love it.
Johnny helped us coin a word, coin a tone mode.
Right?
Here to help.
Great. Dude, this has been
Well, he's
amazing, Johnny.
obviously an honorary member of the ToneSperience now, so
Yeah,
Yeah. Johnny
it
has
works.
definitely joined the ToneSperience weeks
I
ago
love it. I
inadvertently
love
once he started commenting on my photos on Instagram.
it. Yeah, yeah.
We've been kind of going back
Well,
and forth a little, so but Johnny's great. Johnny's great.
definitely give Liz a
And
hug for me.
I will.
I haven't seen her
I'll
in a
be
while.
seeing her as soon as I'm done with this project. I'll get back up to Mass,
Yeah.
but I definitely will, and I know she's listening because she's the only one commenting in the chat. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Well,
last thing here for you, Johnny, though, about something you've asked before. You asked where my photos are. What I'm going to do is I do have an Instagram account. I know
okay.
there are photos that I posted from the past. I had a whole hashtag that was of photos of the clouds I would take because monsoon comes through here and the cloud formations are phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I would do that. But I'm going to go through and throw some more up there
I still
Okay.
that I've done.
never understood, brother, how they end up calling a monsoon storm a boo in Arizona. Like,
Hello.
I it's an I believe it's like it's used somewhere else. Maybe somewhere I thought maybe it was said in Middle East for
I
their
think it's
sandstorms there, and so it's not for the monsoon. It's for the sandstorms.
right, right.
The wall. Yeah,
Huh.
I think it's literally a Arab Middle Eastern thing. Oh,
Interesting.
haboob, but they adapted it out of nowhere in Arizona. There's a
right.
haboob
Oh,
coming.
I remember.
Yeah,
It was what since I moved here in 2001. It was somewhere in that time, and it's just crazy.
No
right,
shit.
right. Anyway, that's my random toneness
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. Digress.
We almost went on a tone tangent. The
I think
tone
we already have
spirits
a
cannot
handful
be
of times, but
contained. Anyway, all right, Johnny, we'll get with you later, man.
All right,
Um,
gentlemen.
it's
Thank you
been
so much,
great. I'm
Doc.
gonna play the song from the Teenage Heartlets after we get you off the line here, so Doc and I could just sit, kick back, and smile for a second about it because this has
Sure,
been
man.
a great part of the tone experience, brother. And thank you, thank you. One day,
Of course.
I can't wait till we get out there towards you because I want to meet you in person,
Yeah.
do a
Near
live
Martinez.
stream. Yep, yep, yep.
absolutely.
Whenever we end up in Martinez, do like a live stream thing where you're doing some art while we're talking, and I can take pictures of you at the same time and bring it full circle, brother. How about that?
Sounds amazing. Of
All right, bro. Have a good one. And again, thanks for joining us, brother. Thank you.
course.
All right.
Take care,
Thanks,
gentlemen.
man.
Later.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the feed. That was the great Johnny Dismal. Oh my God, wasn't it?
Cause it really doesn't matter, you're all the same. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, you. I said you. I said you. I said you. Oh, hey there, girl. What you doing today? Do you think I really care about your ways? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, you. I said you. I said you. I said you.
that song is so freaking good. You know, it's Johnny Dismal and Teenage Harlots, y'all.
What up, boss?
What's up, Doc? You were back online, brother.
Woo!
So here, check this out. What we're gonna do is my mom called while we had Johnny on, right? So hold on real quick because we're gonna call her back, okay? And we're gonna put her on the three-way call.
I
Sound
can't
good?
hear you, man.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Well, we're calling my mom.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, mom, how you doing? Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
How you doing, mom?
How you? I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm all right. What's going on? I missed your call a few minutes ago.
Yeah. Okay, let me go outside here.
Well, before you get into it, so let me tell you what I was doing while you called me that I didn't answer your call because you know I will always answer your phone call, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What were you doing?
We are actually on a live stream on the internet. I just got done interviewing Johnny Dismal from California. He's an artist, and I am still
Uh-huh.
live on YouTube, and I have you on the call with me. So what's up?
Oh, wow.
Say hi to the ToneSperience and welcome.
Hi, everybody. Yeah.
And Doc's on three-way with us here.
Hello, hello.
Hi. How are you?
All right.
I'm all right. And yourself?
I'm doing okay. Been better, been worse.
So it
Yeah, I
sounds
hear
like
you.
you got something to talk about. You want to share it, or do you want me to call you back when we're done here in a minute?
Yeah, why don't you call me back? I don't really want to go live with all this.
All right, I got you. But you know, I usually answer the phone when you call, so I just wanted you to think I wasn't let you know I wouldn't ignore you, mom.
Yeah. Now I believe you.
All right,
I know.
groovy. I love
Well, I
you.
figured
I'll call
you'd
you when
call
we're
me
done.
back
Okay?
since, if you missed it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. But
Because
you're
if
on.
it were an emergency, I'd be dialing 911.
Well, I would certainly hope so. Or you can call my sister. She'll come help you in an emergency.
Yeah, I don't think so. We're not talking.
Hey.
All right. I love you. Bye.
All right, mom. I love you too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
I think we're back without my mom. You there, Doc?
Yes, I am.
All right. I had to call her, dude, because right in the middle of Johnny talking, we got some great conversation from him. Like she chimed
Absolutely.
in, and I was like, oh, I can't ignore, you know.
Love you, Mom. But
Dude, it sounded like she was gonna complain to me about something else, you know.
yeah, I felt
I
it.
had to kind of stop this before it went
Yep.
further.
I was a little concerned there for a minute because I
Right.
felt it almost right off the bat when
Right.
she says that she just wanted to talk to you about something. I was, oh no.
But
I
you
hope he
know,
doesn't push this.
dude, I'm about close to half a bottle of wine in right now, having a great time. So you know me, if I'm having a great time, I'm just gonna keep rolling. So I had to kind
Oh yeah.
of curb that one, dude. So what did you think of the Diz? What did you think of Johnny Dismal? What were your thoughts?
No, he was fantastic. Caught me off guard a handful of times there where I'm asking him something and all of a sudden he doesn't answer me at all. He just jumps right in and asks about something about me. And that threw me off a couple times, but I really appreciated that. That's the true back and forth. And he and I kind of, we thought about some things.
Right, and I mean, as far as the handful of conversations I've had with him on the phone, like
Yeah.
that's how every phone call went. He's super engaging. He's a great person. Like, and again, if you haven't looked up Johnny Dismal, look him up, people. Look him up. So, what's coming for us next? What do you want to do next, Doc?
What do I want to do next?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
What do you got
a
going
big
on
question.
next in your life that's big?
Oh, what do I have going on?
What do you
Okay.
got going on in
Sorry, I
your life that's big
misunderstood.
next, brother?
All right, misunderstood. Um, well, like I had said before when talking with Johnny, I have a TikTok channel, and it's very personal, and it's generally connected to music, and it's all about emotions and struggles with life and everything else that goes on around us. And I've wanted to do this for years now, because I went through my own personal living hell in 2015, and that's something that I am going to be getting into on my channels here. Um, that
Dude, which is
since I'm
funny
at
because I'm gonna stop you for just pause. Um, 2015 is when you and I actually met. You and I had a discussion a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "No, we met at the Broad Takes Over West Side when we had the Chinese food dinner." No, we did meet at Fan Fest because there's a group photo of you and I with like 3, 4 different gals at Fan
that was
Fest that night. That
that
was
was FanFest 2016. I know because FanFest 2015 there were doctors there.
oh, see,
And I didn't know because I wasn't really doing all that stuff. I was like, okay, I had already volunteered Comic Con once, Mad Monster once. I did both within like a month and a half of each other.
yeah, yeah,
My first volunteering gigs, and they were fantastic. FanFest is coming around. I'm like, nah,
right,
why didn't I do it? I don't know. But yeah, 2016 was the one that Bra had the thing, and hung out with Jay there at the after party thing, and met Anastasia, my friend, and yeah, it was. I remember that year distinctly as well.
yeah, yeah.
But
But I mean,
2015,
that was a good con year. It was a good con
it
year.
was, it
But
was.
nonetheless,
But yeah,
there are pictures of us
nonetheless,
with a whole bunch of people
yes,
attending that year. That was great. That was
right. Oh, I agree. I agree. But and going back though here, because I don't want to forget. Um, so, anyways, the TikTok channel, I had to spell it before. It's kind of annoying. I got to figure out what I want to do about that. Doctor Houdini, DoctorWhodini 10th. It's a long one, but whatever. But yes, this is. I've wanted to express the things that I've learned, whether they be about myself or the life I've had so far. I have a very different perspective than a lot of these people who, will some of the emotional stuff, and people, friends that, oh no, I know I've had this boyfriend who was horrible. I am that horrible. Well, sorry, hold on. Wow, I messed up there. I was that horrible boyfriend. I was that horrific husband, and that's all part of my story. It's all part of my life and the things I own. And so what I learned, and knowing how I acted, you know expressing to other people, so they can see, they can pick up on these traits in somebody they're with, or somebody just in their life. And so that's just what I want to do.
great. Right,
And
right.
it's a journey that I've wanted to take, and I'm finally doing it,
Yeah, and
and I'm
you
going to.
totally started that journey, at least from the aspect of opening up to more people, putting yourself out there on TikTok, which is a huge thing to do because you were giving
Yeah.
some inspirational advice and talking about your daily struggles and challenges that you go through.
Yep.
It's a lot different than my TikTok channel because I do goofy, funky music stuff
Right.
with some of the pictures that we
Yep.
take while I'm out on the road and I'm together with people enjoying the experience as a whole.
Exactly.
But no,
And then
I look forward to the TikTok videos and the inspirational quotes that you put out there to people every day. So big ups, bro. Big up.
I
You've come
appreciate
so
that.
far.
And
You've come
like
so
I
far in
said,
that one.
and I appreciate that too. Um, you know, I've been thinking about that in general these days, because I had somebody else in my life who's somebody I respect greatly, who has told me independently that they have seen so much change in me over these years, because there's somebody who knew me uh, you know back
Yeah.
way before 2015. But nonetheless, it pumps me. It makes me feel amazing, because I'm not trying to seem like I'm doing something different.
Right.
I am different.
You know what's funny
And
about that is not trying to seem somebody different. It's the personal evolution, how we
oh God,
evolve
yeah.
and how we change that a lot of people don't see, and we definitely don't see until that moment kicks in and we go, "Oh snap! I am this person
But that's the thing is for me, it took that, I don't want to say slap in the face because it was so much worse than that. The uh, tanker ship just is going crazy and runs up on shore and it just runs right over the guy who I was. Then it
Right.
bursts into flames. It's that guy was horrific.
Yeah.
And it was me opening my flippin' eyes
Right.
and seeing that all of the things my ex-wife said, they were true.
Right. Right.
And I'm like, okay, so this is, I keep in mind for a good 2 years, I wouldn't look at myself in the mirror. And I mean that literally. I did not look in a mirror. I hated that guy, you know.
Yeah.
But once you excise some of those demons, it really it starts to relax the
Right.
whole body and the soul. It starts to relax, and with that relaxation, the eyes open wider, and you're able to see even more. And then I was fortunate enough, like I said in my TikTok recently, uh, to have time on my side because I had just filed for disability and I had now time before I would have a hearing. So I had lost my 2 jobs before that because of symptoms from my disability, which is multiple sclerosis. Um, and so from that, I lost those jobs and finally said, I can't keep doing this. File for disability. Ended up taking 3.5 years,
And I
but
know
that's
that was
time with
right
me
when
by
you and I
myself.
when you started that process. That was right when you and I first met, 2019,
Exactly.
and it was a good 2018, halfway through the year, till you were like fully all right. I got everything squared away with all this now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I literally, for the first time, can just sit there and look at myself and be like, not a bad dude right there. And I have faith in that, that I am this other person,
Yeah.
and that's also part of why the whole Doctor Who thing, one of the connections that my brain is held on to now is I regenerated.
Right.
Just,
True.
just like Doctor, it's I'm somebody different now, but I'm still the same. I have those memories.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I have that history. I did that, you know?
Ooh, I have to say it. I was about to go on a run on sentence about my nickname and how it brings me, but F that. So when you said about history and we have to remember, right? I don't remember who
Yep.
the original person who quoted it was, but I remember my sixth grade teacher, Mr. Patrick Neely at PT Co, used to always tell us, those who don't study history are doomed to repeat it.
Yep.
Dude, in sixth grade, I was probably 12 years old at the end of sixth grade. I really didn't know what the heck he was talking about. But by the time I hit about 30, that one just clicked
it
in me one day. And I'm like, oh my
Yep.
God, if I don't look at the patterns of my old behavior, I'm going to constantly repeat the same
Yes.
behavioral patterns over and over and over and over and over and constantly hurt myself. I
Uh-huh.
don't want to do that because I'm not the
No.
old me. I'm not the government named me anymore. Most people don't know me by my name. My name is Tonedingo Freeman, and that's like three different people rolled in one
Yeah.
as of one.
That again, I can go again to this same damn thing. I'm gonna keep rolling back to the Who, but we all change all
Yeah,
through our lives. And that's okay. That's good. You got to keep moving. So long as you remember all of the people you used to be.
right. And that brings
And
me,
that
dude. That's total Hoovianism right there. Like that is the
it
study
is.
breakdown of Hoovianism right there. And to me, it's more of an aspect of you find yourself when you start changing into that other person of who you become, right? Totally find
Yeah,
yourself and you rediscover yourself, but yet at the same time, you never forgot where you came from. You
exactly.
never forget the
You
person
don't.
you were, because the
Yep.
person you are now, who you are in this point being, you might be a different person 2, 3 years down the road. But right now, I am Tonedingo Freeman. I am an awesome, kick ass BMF at whatever I do. And I enjoy the people around me and I bring them in with me to this BMF freestyle life artist way of thinking that I have as a pirate. Tonedingo Freeman.
Have another swig.
I think I'm gonna have to go get another bottle. But anyway, at that,
Uh,
I think that's a good point to leave the podcast. What do you think, brother?
yeah, I think I think it's probably a time to do it. It's a good pause, stop,
Yeah.
moment, whatever.
So what we got coming up
And
next, as far as the ToneSperience bringing live to you from the world, from wherever I'm at, I'm in South Carolina right now. Doc's in Phoenix. It's 66 degrees right here. It's great. It's great. But I'm here. As far as that, we're gonna have a weekly show. We're gonna do this every single week. We could have a guest every week. We could not have a guest every week. Who knows? But either way, we're gonna have something to talk about, especially as far as arts and how we deal with the artistic side of our life. So again, welcome to the ToneSperience. This has been your life with Tonedingo Freeman and the Doctor. Right, Doc?
absolutely, man.
Yeah. Y'all have a beautiful day. See y'all next week.
All on see.